Howdy everybody, it is I, your friendly neighborhood scoop with a uke, coming at you live on this beautiful Sunday morning. I've got my mint tea. Normally I'm a coffee person, but today I was kind of feeling the tea and thought, hey, why not? And after this I'm going to be enjoying some Scotty's pancake in my Dr. Graybo freehand, so it's a pretty nice pipe. I wanted to make this video today because I've only been smoking for about 5 years, but I've found great value in watching many of your videos, tutorials, and life stories. So let me premise this by saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've enjoyed every minute of your videos and appreciate all that you guys do. And if it looks like I'm looking down slightly, it's because I'm reading this. I wrote it down so that I wouldn't ramble so much. Save us both some time, me editing and you watching. You may have noted that The Haunted Bookshop is the title of this video. I tried the Burley Blend Haunted Bookshop mostly because Matches860 enjoys it so much, and fell in love with the blend as many of you surely have too. I was unaware though that the blend was named after a book, and according to a review on tobaccoreviews.com, the blend Haunted Bookshop is named after the book by Christopher Morley bearing the same name. This is also confirmed on the book's Wikipedia page, which also notes that the book is now in the public domain. When I was antiquing a year ago, I found an early edition of the novel. It was written in 1919, and my copy is from 1927. This work is actually meant to follow Parnassus on Wheels, written in 1917, but as these are both suspense novels, we won't miss too much jumping in here. They remind me a lot of like the Sherlock Holmes, in that each book can stand alone or kind of be in a set, but they're really good just even on their own. I really appreciate Morley's advocacy of books and reading sprinkled throughout the suspense novel set in Brooklyn near the end of the Great War. Since it is in the public domain, there is a recording of it for anyone out there that likes to listen to books, and while they do other activities or whatever. It can be nice to have something to throw on when you're in the shop or doing housework and such. Today I'm just going to be reading The Note to the Bookseller by Christopher Morley himself and the foreword. Hopefully people will enjoy this, and if not, I apologize. So without further ado, I present to you excerpts from Christopher Morley's The Haunted Bookshop. To the Bookseller. Be pleased to know, most worthy, that this little book is dedicated to you in affection and respect. The faults of the composition are plain to you all. I began merely in the hope of saying something further of the adventures of Roger Mifflin, whose exploits in Parnassus on Wheels some of you have been kind enough to applaud. But what of Miss Titania Chapman and my young advertising man who fell in love with her, and the two of them rather ran away with the tale? I think I should explain that the passage in Chapter 8 dealing with the delightful talent of Mr. Sidney Drew was written before the lamented death of that charming artist, but as it was a sincere tribute, sincerely meant, I have seen no reason to remove it. Chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 appeared originally in The Bookman, and to the editor of that admirable magazine I owe thanks for his permission to reprint. Now that Roger is to have 10 Parnassus on the road, I am emboldened to think that some of you may encounter them on their travels. And if you do, I hope you will find that these new errants of the Parnassus on Wheels Corporation are living up to the ancient and honorable traditions of our noble profession. Christopher Morley, Philadelphia, April 28, 1919. And here's the foreword. Someone said on the jacket of an earlier edition of The Haunted Bookshop that Roger Mifflin's Emporium over in Brooklyn is haunted by the great spirits of literature. True enough, but romance is not afraid of ghosts and wanders in. This is a sufficient apt characterization, especially for a book jacket of Christopher Morley's story of love and adventure among the bookshelves. And yet the implied contrast between books and romance fails to do justice to the peculiar quality of the author's feelings for life in the print. To Morley, books are in themselves romance. He loves books romantically, that is to say, passionately and unquestioningly. If it is romance to be absorbed by the objects of one's affection, to exalt it, to proclaim it, to talk about it, in and out of season, to assume that others must be just as completely seared by the divine flame, to make oneself a nuisance about it to outsiders, then Morley on books is one of the great romantic lovers. To this, the present writer can testify out of personal experience. It has been his good fortune for some years now to be in daily working contact with Christopher Morley, and to be the admiring spectator and sometimes the victim of that passion for the written word which hails straight from the realms of romance. To the people he meets, Christopher Morley can often become as much of a pest about books as knights errant ever were about their ladies. Perhaps it is not too much to say in summary of The Haunted Bookshop that its author approaches the volumes of Roger Mifflin's shelves with the emotion most men reserve for a beloved woman, and that, on the other hand, Morley's feelings for the girl in the bookshop has that wistful, impersonal admiration which most of us exhibit under the presence of great books. The ghosts that haunt the Brooklyn book alcoves are not pale, thin wraiths. They are vital and substantial. They inhabit rather than haunt, just as Christopher Morley himself is inhabited by robust ghosts which make of him a permeabulating haunted bookshop. Simeon Strusky. So that's the author note and the foreword. I apologize for any mispronunciations. And down in the description, I'm going to have a link that takes you to the full audiobook if you've liked this. I think it's really cleverly written, and I really appreciate a lot of the nuances and sort of gentle references that happen. And of course, Morley just advocates for books. The whole first chapter is about the necessity to read. So hopefully everybody else enjoys it too. Have a beautiful day and keep on piping.